Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty keg of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I will never be afraid. Scared money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty all picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies. Welcome to the best MLB prop show on God's green earth. It's Friday, and you know what that means. We bring the only guy I talk K-props with, and I know you're a basketball team, or a basketball guy, and your basketball team's in the freaking conference finals right now.
Well, sort of.
But these last few Fridays, bro, have been way too fucking good for our bank account. So let's keep it going. And how have you been?
Doing good. I'm still washing the taste out of my mouth from the Timberwolves' last 2 games, but this is a baseball show, so we'll just forego that for the time being. Overall prop wise, man, it has been an absolutely beautiful week. It's been a beautiful month. Right now, we are in the midst of a 18-5 run, including 9 of the last 10. It's just been green, and have had one losing day in the last 2 weeks. And May and June are the months where, for me personally, I've over the last 3-4 years have just smacked them, mostly because now you have your baseline metrics established. And so it's easier to compare that to where the line is set. And then it's also before teams have done stuff like shut guys down or made moves before the All-Star break. And so this is really, to me, the sweet spot. There's still profit to be had after the All-Star break and after the trade deadline. But I think that in the late May through early July, like right around until 4th of July, to me, can be the most profitable time if you're betting strikeout props as we do.
Yeah, bro, May has been insane. It has really, truly been insane. It's been a good insane, though. I'll take it over my April. I mean, I've said it every year. My Aprils are my worst. God, this April was bad for me. But May, woo, we prayed for it. It came, and I mean, it came right on the heels of freaking sale day, which happens to be today as well, guys. So let's get to talking baseball, as we do have a lot of people to cover today. First guy on the board is going to be Paul Skeens versus the Brewers. Opened up 6.5 plus 112 on FanDuel. It's still the same. Pitching out to 18.5 minus 210 to the under. Earn runs 1.5 at a pick'em, with the projected lineup being 5 righties, 4 lefties. Let's talk Skeens.
All right. So with the Brewers lineup, there's an interesting dichotomy. It's very top and bottom heavy when it comes to not only guys that K, but guys that can K to Skeens' stuff. And so what I'm referring to is there's 3 guys. 3 guys in this lineup: Frelick, Durbin, and Ortiz. All 3 make zone contact at 87.5% or above. None of them chase. And all of them have extremely good discipline. And even better is that to Skeens' out pitches, being the splitter, and to lefties, it's the changeup, to righties, it's the sweeper. None of them have even decent whiff percentages. So I think for all of them, you can probably put no more than a half for all 3, which then you got to think about, okay, is getting to 7 doable if this is how they organize their lineup? Now, we talked about this right before we went on, Sharpie, and I have this as well, is that Those three guys, then again, being Frelick, Durbin, Ortiz, are projected to bat in the 7, 8, and 9 spots. So given Skeens' projected outs, will he see all three of them 3 times? Chances are maybe not. He might see Frelick a third time. Durbin and Ortiz, I'm not 100% sure. Now, we also don't know if this is how the Brewers are going to organize their lineup, because up top, going up into those spots, you have a whole bunch of red, a whole bunch of K percentage that's available on a chart. So because Skeens does spend almost 50% of his time in the zone, which is above league average. So you look at guys in that upper part of the lineup that have league zone contact at league average or worse, and it's every single one of them except for Chourio. The thing with Chourio is he does chase a ton and has terrible chase contact. So every single one of these top 6 can be a candidate to strike out. The ones that are high candidates to strike out are Contreras, probably Terang, because Skeens has gotten him 2 out of 3 times, Hoskins and Collins. And so if you think about that, if this is how the Brewers organize their lineup, and there's 5 to 5.5, maybe 6 strikeouts with this top 6 over the course of Skeens' start, is that he's only got to get the bottom 3 one time collectively. Now, can they do it, or can they go without a strikeout? Well, sure they can. All 3 of them have crazy zone contact. They're all disciplined hitters, but then the question becomes, if that's not going to happen, can he get 7 strikeouts from this top 6? That would involve, in my view, one of 2 things. Number one is he'd have to strike all 6 out once and then get one of them twice, which Collins would be my biggest choice for that one. Or he would have to get those 4 or 5 of those guys, and then get one or two of Frelick, Durbin, Ortiz. I would bank a little bit more on the first one happening, just because those bottom 3 are extremely disciplined hitters. But when I see this amount of zone contact and I get Skeens at home, I'm not sure that I like paying goose for this one, just because I do think it's probably a 50-50 ball if he does get to if he gets either 6 or 7. So maybe if you can want to pull it down to 6, you can. But if we do happen to get all of these guys that are in the lineup, the ones you want, in my view, are Contreras, Hoskins, and Collins for sure. You get those 3, especially if Hoskins and Collins are batting above the 5-6 hole. If they're batting a little bit above the lineup, which they probably won't be, but let's just say they are, then you can start making a very legitimate case for the over. I also think that Skeens is a smart enough pitcher to understand that if Frelick, Durbin, Ortiz are all in a row like this, and he's a guy that operates in the zone anyway, just pound the zone, force him to put it into play, and get out of there, get off the stage with as few pitches as possible, because it's highly unlikely that you're going to strike these guys out. So I have this one as extremely close, and not only lineup composition, but also lineup construction, about where I want to see where Hoskins is, I want to see where Collins is, and I want to make sure that Contreras is batting in one of the first 2 spots.
I'm so high, but I'm over here just like agreeing, reading, looking at shit. So let me read what I have on him. Skeens gets his shot at the Brewers, and it's been as easy as pie when it comes to betting Skeens for me. Like this man said, guys, I look for zone contact, and I prefer 2/3 of the lineup. If you watch this show, you know I wait for those moments, and I'll look to capitalize. When we run this, we are 5 of the 9 that are league average or worse. And like he said, 3 of the 4, though, are at the bottom 3 of the order. So just on placement alone, guys, this is over nothing for me. But it's a spot that I may just wait and let go. But at the end of the day, if they give me one more person, if they can put Bowers in today, holy fuck, Lord, let it be for one of those 3 at the bottom. And this is going to be a whole unit bet for me. Now, when I look at Skeens' guys, when I look at his zone contact and his lineups all across one board, when he has faced a lineup That is 5 of the 9 who are worse than league average in zone contact. He is 0-4 to his K prop number, losing by the hook in 3 of those games. And this will be the first time that 3 of the 4 guys that are bad are going to be placed at the bottom. In every other game, it's been like that this year. It has been evened out with like bad zone contact guys, 2 of them at the bottom, usually, not the good guys at the bottom. So, yes, he's lost by the hook 3 times, but this is still over and nothing if this is the way the lineup is constructed. He hasn't seen a lineup constructed like this when he's gone up against a 5-4. But if you're looking for like a parlay piece, it's probably pull him down to 6. Me personally, I'm not looking to parlay shit, and I haven't been lately because that's just no good for me. One guy's going to have a day, the other guy doesn't show up to work, and guess what? I lose. If I single bet them both, I at least lose a little juice if that, at least I go 1-1. Like,
Yep.
I'll same game parlay. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but as long as it's in the same game, I'm betting the same alt K prop down with the team total under. Okay, I'll do shit like that, but I'm not looking to bank on 2 people to show up. I would like it to be that way and just single bet them both. But yeah, I'm looking at taking a half unit shot if this is the way the lineup's constructed, guys. So always I gotta wait for lineups. There's no way in hell you're gonna see me bet a guy unless it's a rookie at a 4.5. And I'll be like, fuck it, bro, we gotta get it. But yeah, not betting guys till lineups come out. Anything else on Skeens?
Nope. I think we're good to go with him.
All right, man. Mackenzie Gore. I think Mackenzie Gore needs to be put in like the top 5 lefties, bro. After I talk about my work, I'm like, holy shit, the kid is becoming a man.
Yep.
Mackenzie Gore gets the Giants at home. Opened up 7+ -160 on DraftKings. I think it's now what minus freaking. Let me check it now. I'm sorry I didn't pull that one back up. Gore.
It is the over 6.5. The best price I'm finding is -150 at BetMGM.
Yeah, okay, so not bad. Pitching out 17.5 -135 to the over. Earn runs 1.5 -175 to the over. Projected lineup is 6 righties, 3 lefties. Now we're going to talk a guy who is 8-2 to the over this year on his K prop as Gore gets the Giants, who is over their last 200 plate appearances versus lefties. They're walking league average, striking out 23.5% of the time with a middle of the pack ISO. And as always, who have you seen in that time span? As they saw the Royals, but didn't get Dragons. Then the Athletics, D-backs, Twins, and Rockies, all who don't have a lefty I'm looking to bet. And then the Cubs where they missed Shota. So all in all, these numbers are fraudulent as they come. They're versus middle of the rotation to end of the rotation type guys. Mackenzie Gore is a fucking dog. And it seems like this dog has took another step forward, as his K percentage through his first 10 games is 10% higher than any point in his career. Now, don't forget who this guy is. He is the main piece in the Soto trade, and at just 26 years old, he seems to be starting to enter his prime. And a guy who has been elite in the main metrics that I look for, except for Chase through the years, is actually 4% better than league average this year at Chase. And Chase has been the metric that I have used on him all year as the key. And I'm starting to get to the point after putting all his lineups on one paper, guys, that he's like Sale to me now, guys, that it's just a bonus if the Chase is there. You still got to run his pitch mix because this dude's going out there and fucking shoving. Now, am I late to the party? I don't think so. I've bet him 3 times and won all 3 times that the Chase is said there. But when you look through the lineups where it says 6-3, 6-3 to the under, he's still gone out there and put up 9 in both of those games. And that's a spot that we come into now. The Giants, 6 of the 9 who are league average or worse when it comes to not chasing. But then we come through and do the whiff, and I come up with 6.75 to upwards of a 9 to a 9.5 type day. I don't know if I'm willing to pay juice for that type of deal. That's pretty much what I'm going to come down to. I'm not going to say he doesn't go over or doesn't shatter it today, but it may be a spot that strictly just the way it's priced that I don't think I'm willing to pay minus 150 for Gore. Even though I just told you the dude just took a step forward and he's the fucking man, but I've got him for that. I got him for a little under that actually. So I don't know. I'm a little scared. And do I have reasons to be scared or am I a pussy?
Well, I would say it's maybe a little bit of both. I never call you a pussy though.
I thought that in my head. I was like,
no,
is
no,
he
no,
gonna
no,
really
no.
call me a pussy?
But you do have to understand that despite all of the strikeout spots that are in this lineup for the Giants, Jung-Hoo Lee, even though it's lefty, is certainly going to play and be in the lineup and bat high. He's a straight dead spot to anybody, guys. 90.6% zone contact, almost 70% chase contact, doesn't chase, disciplined, only whiffs at Gore's out pitches at like 13 to 15%. That's absurd. So he is a guy who, it doesn't matter who he faces, he is extremely difficult to strike out, and he is in there to make contact. So no matter who it's against, you have to consider any lineup with Jung-Hoo Lee a dead spot. So then you got to go and look, and you have to see, can he get that 7-piece off of the rest of the lineup? The other potential, I wouldn't call it a total dead spot, but it could be, if he shows up today, would be Flores. Flores has only struck out 2 out of 8 times against Gore. Now, granted, it hasn't been this version of Mackenzie Gore. He does have elite zone and chase contact, and also doesn't have good whiff percentages to really anything that Gore throws. So you have 2 spots in there that are going to be really, really tough to get if this is the lineup that they run. Now, where can Gore feast? Gore can feast at the bottom of this lineup. Lamont Wade, Bailey, and Fitzgerald, every single one of them can go down, and the last 2 can go down twice, as can Adames. Adames has struck out already 2 out of 3 times against Gore. He's got an absolutely ridiculous whiff percentage against it. This is just a regular changeup, any changeup of like 56%. And that's not even counting Gore's whiff changeup, which has been elite this year. So though the 4 guys that I really want to see in this lineup, if I am going to take a shot on an over, because under is not an option. You just cannot bet on an under against this man at home. He's striking guys out at almost 40%. You just don't do it. It's like taking an under on the Rockies. Just don't do it, because there's too much potential for things to go sideways here. But the 4 that I want to see in the lineup for sure is, I want to see Yaz leading off would be nice. Yaz and Adames in the 1-2 hole would be nice. And then down at the bottom, 8-9, Bailey and Fitzgerald. If we get those, and especially if either Flores or Lee are out, I don't expect them to be, but stranger things have happened. Let's just say that either one of those guys are out. This is an over spot all day. If the lineup is exactly as projected, I'm still not opposed to taking a shot on the 7-piece, because I think he can get Yaz. I think he can get Adames. She's already gotten Chapman multiple times. Ramos to me is 50-50, and I think he can get Wade, Bailey, and Fitzgerald. So you add all that up, and that adds up to basically 6. Then you got to get either one guy twice, or you got to get Ramos, or you have to get Flores or Lee. And so the number is there for the taking. I'm going to wait for the lineup to be confirmed. I also might want to let an umpire kind of maybe be a tiebreaker on this one, just because across the lineup for the Giants, there are 4 guys that are chasing below league average, 2 more that are at league average. So that can make a difference, especially when Gore is the kind of pitcher with some of his breaking stuff, he paints the corners. So whereas you have, and even with his fastball, he paints the corners too. So you have a guy like Tarek Skubal that just rears back and just throws 100 past you and just blows it by you. Gore has some velo on his fastball, but he's not just a blow it by you and destroy you kind of guy. He can get up in the 96, 97-ish range, but he's done a lot better this year with painting locations on his fastball. So if we get an umpire that can be a little generous, and there's 6 guys in this lineup that chase at or below league average, then I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not a huge fan of the juice, but I'm not afraid of it either. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, another thing I wrote down that it scared me is 8 of 10 to the over, and it's minus 150. Like, I've seen like 70% be minus 150, but 80%, like, it seems like they're just like, hey, if you want it, here you fucking go. You're gonna fucking eat this fucking juice by.
Yeah, I think that so my take on that is when you have 2 guys that I'm sure the books know this too, that are almost for sure going to be in the lineup with Lee and with Flores. You have to couple that because those are basically dead spots. So you have to couple that with the fact that Gore has just been an absolute machine at home and has almost been damn near matchup proof, where, I mean, 7 strikeouts has just been like table stakes. So I think you have to couple those 2 together. And to your point is to say, if you want it, you're going to have to pay for it. And so we're protecting ourselves in case things go sideways. And let's just say that he is just the Mackenzie Gore at home matchup proof, blah, 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 that we have been seeing. Or let's just say that, let's say that he happens to get Flores or he happens to get Lee on whatever, however it happens. It's a protective measure to me. So I think that this one is lined pretty correctly. I think that there's probably a little bit better than a 50-50 shot. You're probably looking at about 55-45 to me that he gets 7. But the juice is lined where technically it's got to win at about 60% ish to be profitable. So I think that they lined it pretty perfectly. And that's what they're saying. They're saying, yeah, we know this man's been dominant at home. We know that it would be tough for me if I'm just trying to think like the books to try to put him at a 7.5 and risk him just going out and murking him and having to pay out a bunch of plus money to potential big bettors and like people that are like sharper at this when versus when you have those 2 dead spots in the lineup. So I think that the line is set exactly where it should be right now. And yeah, I mean, just know that you're risking 1.5 units if you want to go on this one, but also know that there's definitely 7 strikeouts out there to be had.
And there's ways to get around minus 150, guys. You can put like 100 on just the minus 150 and then put $25 on the next one up.
Yep.
You'll get your unit. And even if you lose the middle one, you're still making $50. If you're betting 100, I mean, at the end of the day, risk reward, guys. You can't, minus 150s hurt. You better be fucking sure as fuck hell when you pay up on the juice. Wheezing the juice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Do us a favor, guys. If you like what you're hearing, smash the like button. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button as well. Next guy on the board is Chris Sale versus the Padres. Morning line 6.5 minus 135 on DK. Pitching outs 18.5 minus 180 to the under. Earn runs 1.5 minus 170 to the over. Projected lineup is 6 righties, 3 lefties. Let's talk Christopher Allen Sale.
Okay, Sale day. So the Padres lineup for tonight is another interesting kind of dichotomy where it's very top and bottom heavy. So you have guys like Arias and Bogarts who are a combined, and this is a real stat, 3 Ks in 35 plate appearances against Sale. You add in Iglesias in there and you have 6 Ks in almost 80 plate appearances against Sale. So you can count those 3 spots as relatively dead. I'm not going to try to go against the past history of 3 out of 39, 3 out of 23, and 0 for 12. So if those 3 guys are in, you almost have to take them off the table and say they're probably all 3 of them will not strike out. So then the question is, can he get 7 from the remaining 6 guys? It's not going to happen, but it would be really cool if Maldi could be in and could bat anywhere higher than 9th, because Maldi, Maldi will strike out once against this man. He could strike out twice. Has 13 Ks and 22 plate appearances. His zone contact is horrendous. His chase contact is horrendous. His whiff percentage to the slider, which is Sale's main pitch period and main out pitch, 44%. I mean, you could be looking at a 2 for 2 here. Now the question does become to me, will Sale reach him a third time? And I've always said on my show, it's usually not wise to expect to count on a guy, especially if you're paying juice, to count on a guy striking out twice, to just be like, well, he'll strike out twice and like that's just a lock. It's never a lock for a guy to K twice. You could have the pitcher in a situation, especially with the 9-hole, where guys are on base, et cetera, that he's not really looking to get a strikeout. He's trying to induce a ground ball, so stuff like that. But you can mark Maldi up for 1. You can mark Tatis up for 1 up top because he struck out 4 out of 9 times and also has very, very average zone contact. Then you can probably also put, if they have Lockridge in, you can put him up for 1 because of his zone contact as well. And then I go across the rest of the lineup because if I'm going Lockridge, Maldi, and Tatis, I'm just going to go 4 between the 3 of them. Then I have Machado for probably a 50-50 shot. Merrill and Machado probably will combine for 1, maybe 2. And then it's where it gets a little tricky because then for him to get there, he's going to have to get Tatis twice. He's going to have to get or Lockridge and Maldi twice, or he'll have to get Arraez as Bogarts and Iglesias, who have not been really, really good candidates for that. The other guy, though, that he can get twice is Jake Cronenworth. Jake Cronenworth is projected to bat in the 6-hole, does have 6 Ks and 10 plate appearances against Sale. His contact metrics would not suggest that he strikes out, nor would his whiff percentage against what Sale throws. But oh my, has he had poor history against this man, both hitting and striking out. So I think the line is set pretty well where it should be. I get a little worried when there's 3 really, really ugly spots like this and it's juiced. So I don't know what I'm going to do with Sale. I would love to see either one of these 3, Arraez, Bogarts, Iglesias, see one of those 3 out. I would also really, I need to see Lockridge and Maldi in for me to want to take a shot on this one.
Dang. All right, I'm over here freaking out over the next guy we're talking about. Okay, Chris Sale, guys, gets the Padres, who over their last 200 plate appearances versus lefties, they're not walking, striking out 22.5% of the time with a bottom 10 ISO. And these numbers, guys, they go back a whole month. And when we look at who they've seen that I would bet on, they had a series versus the Rockies, Angels, Mariners, Blue Jays, Pirates, Rays, Giants, all who don't have a fucking oh wait, they do have a lefty, the Giants, Robbie Ray, but they didn't see Robbie Ray. So they've seen a bunch of lefties that I ain't even fucking would bet on, guys. And then the only team that they did see with lefties was the Yankees. Max Fried dominated them. 7 innings, 1-run ball with 8 strikeouts as Rodon went 6.2 innings of 0-run balls, yet just had 5 strikeouts. So all in all, guys, their bottom 10 ISO is actually bottom 3, in my opinion, is when they've seen the dogs, they haven't even nibbled at them. Now with Sale, guys, we can use his pitch mix with no key, as the man next to me put me on it last year. You don't want to take versus Chris Sale, as you're striking out near 40% of the time with a 2-strike count. So I've tracked Sale, guys, through the year on zone swing percentage as well as zone contact, as he does pound the zone. And this projected lineup has 6 of the 9 league average or better versus zone contact, yet 6 of the 9 who take pitches. Now, Sale did see the Padres to open the year, and he went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, yet did have 7 strikeouts. This is a different lineup, as like he said, Iglesias is now in it, and Arraez, yeah, it just says it in the past history. Well, a Sale velo was also down the first 3 games, and his shit just wasn't right, so it's hard to take too much into that game. He's good now, guys, as we've bet him shit 4 or 5 straight games and just been raking in the fucking money. and this may be a day, guys, that I look to bet a team total under and just leave the strikeouts alone. As he already told you all, Bogarts, I actually have him as a 0.25 because he is whiffing at a changeup this year. Not saying he gets them now, but I don't got him getting Arias. I don't got him getting Iglesias. And are we for sure getting Maldonado today? Like, is that a guarantee? Because I know Diaz sucks too, but I'd sure rather have Maldonado if I'm betting an over. So when we look at this lineup, guys, and we look at the other lineups that he's faced with the mirrored image 6-3 of zone contact being good while the team takes pitches, he's had 4 games this year, guys, with 3-1 to the over. The one loss being the Diamondbacks game, guys. So you're getting the same type of lineup. They're going to take pitches. They do make contact, but yet the dead spots may keep me off the straight 6.5 today. If I do anything with him, I'll probably pull him down, take the team total altered of the Padres. And that's not if I just can't get a 3.5. I haven't looked at what the team total is yet. I want to wait for lineups before I make any decisions. But they ain't hitting fucking lefties over the last month. And now they're getting Chris Sale at the right fucking time, in my opinion. So I'm going to look to back Sale, just not sure if it's his strikeouts today.
Yep.
Then we're going to talk about a guy that at least the line is moving the way I wanted it to, and it's now plus money to the over. I mean, it's been plus money, but now all the books are coming to the plus money. And this is the flipped line change thingy of today. Is I was going to talk Peralta. We could talk him at the end, but I got to get in on some Drew Rasmussen and then have Spin Doc help me out at the end because we don't talk before the show. And this is one where it's like, oh my God, am I really going to bet this under and this guy have 10? Because that's what it's telling me. Drew Rasmussen versus the Blue Jays opened up 4.5 to the over, plus 105 on MGM. It's now plus 106 on FanDuel. Pitching outs 15.5 at a pick'em. Earn runs 2.5 minus 165 to the under. This is now the 3rd time this year that this man has had pitching outs. He hasn't really gone more than 81 pitches in any game. And he's getting a projected lineup of 8 righties and a lefty. I don't think that's right. The fuck is that? Rasmussen, where you at, you bitch? No, there's 4 lefties, 5 righties. All right, Rasmussen gets the Blue Jays, guys, who over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching are walking above league average, striking out just 20% of the time with a top 6 isolated power. And I have us a conundrum, fuck. And like I said, I'm going to need some help from Spin, guys, when it's all said and done. But Rasmussen has been a cold mine for me. Granted, I've only played him when it said the over. And even when it says the under, it's been there if you bet the under, guys. As with a guy who throws 80% of the time a variation of a fastball, being a four-seam, sinker, or a cutter, and lives in the zone contact has been the key that I look for. And when we run this projected lineup, we come up with 6 of the 9 that are league average or better when it comes to zone contact. And when we look at the lineups Rasmussen has faced when it has been 2/3 of the lineup, in one way or the other, he is 4-0 to his K prop, be it the under or the over. The 2 times it went under were the Royals and the Phillies, who both, like the Blue Jays, are in the top 7 in zone contact in the league. So this is a slam dunk under, right? I thought so until I look at the past history. And holy shit, does Rasmussen struggle versus this lineup. In 88 at-bats, he has just 12 strikeouts. That is 13.5% in a fuck ton of at-bats. I'll tell you this all the time. The books pay attention to past history, and when they don't, we have to as well. And as much as I want to unload the clip on this under, there is a giant red flag that is waving in my head, telling me there's no such thing as free money, Sharpie. And this seems like it's the easiest fucking bet of the day. And am I going to have titties on me, Spin?
Yeah, I can't touch it because for a lot of the reasons that you said, and that it just looks so, it looks way too easy. And I'm always a big believer in, and recently there've been a few that where I followed this logic, and it hasn't cost me money, but it's cost me the potential for money with Lodolo And with Luzardo, when the line talks, I got to listen, and I got to assume that there's a reason for it, and the books know, understand or know what they're doing, etc. So I'm doing it with this one and just letting it go, and then maybe using it as a free lesson for later to see why it's set this way. But yeah, this on the surface looks like an incredibly easy under, but man, especially with the earn runs up, to 2.5, and basically getting a pick 'em for a number that he's averaging against a team that has a lot of the contact elixirs for the stuff that he throws. It looks way too easy on paper, which is why I'm going to leave it alone. As weird as that sounds.
No, I mean, I talked about it with Yamamoto last time on the show. Like, hey, this he's getting it, and I don't know how. And the fucker went out and got 9 versus the Diamondbacks. It's just like, it's in the line, guys, sometimes, and they didn't pay attention to past history then. Another time they didn't pay attention to past history was Peralta and the Rockies. He didn't get it then. When they don't pay attention to past history, we have to, and it's fuck me. I ain't had a bet in 2 days, guys. And I'm fucking jonesing and shit, and I'm like fucking thought I had me a spot. And I was like, dude, I don't even like betting unders. But I was like, fucking, I know fucking what Rasmussen's been good. I get a zone contact team. And then I looked at the past history, and it's like, bruh, the books don't pay. I guarantee you we can go on to that one fucker's page. I forget his name, the fucking titty fuck capper on the world in Twitter. But this fucker's got fucking 13%.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Caruso? Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, it's just fuck me. I'll probably throw him on my $10 parlay, and if he's the reason I lose, bro, oh fucking well.
Oh well. Yep.
Oh well. But damn, it just seems so fucking easy. Do me a favor, guys. If you like what you're hearing, smash the like button. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button as well. The next guy we're going to talk about is Pablo Lopez versus the Royals. Morning line 5.5 -110 on MGM. Hey, look, they're paying attention to past history here.
Boy,
now, pitching outs 18.5 -170 to the under. Earn runs 1.5 -160 to the over. Projected lineup is 5 lefties, 4 righties. Lopez gets his shot versus the Royals, and to be real, I haven't even looked at him all year. Yet, it's about time for me to start digging up a little bit on this. I don't even know if he's the ace of this team anymore with Joe Ryan, but lucky for you guys, Spin comes on this show to talk about guys as well, and this is his hometown pitchers versus a divisional opponent. So what you got?
All right. Well, the issue with Lopez right after he came back from injury was his zone contact allowed. At one point, he was up in the 87 to 88% range, which is just gaudy. However, he has done a phenomenal job of lowering that over his last 4 starts, because now, he's hit 6+ in 6 straight starts. But the more important thing is in those starts is that his zone contact has been absolutely elite. So he's lowered it from almost 87, 88% to 82.7. So he's right at league average right now. But again, the actual season number doesn't take into account where he's been recently. Recently, it's been elite. Recently, he's been in the to low to mid 70s. His chase contact is always where he derives a lot of his strikeouts from. Pablo does not have an overpowering fastball. He's got a good fastball, 94 to 96. It generates about a 22.6% whiff percentage. It's okay. But the ones that you got to watch out for, specifically the pitch you got to watch out for, is the curveball, generating an absolutely ridiculous 52.9% whiff rate. And that is where he gets a lot of his Ks. Now, you talked about past history, and yes, the books are paying attention, because you think of the Royals and you think that they're a high contact team. They're especially a high contact zone team, and they don't strike out. Only one of the 9 guys in this lineup is under league average, or projected lineup is under league average for zone contact, and that's Waters, who I'm not even sure if he's going to be in or not tonight. So What I have to look at is I have to look at with Pablo, because when he's gotten these guys, he's gotten them on chase, is that he's made them chase and he's made them miss when they do chase, to the tune of, you look at a guy like Massey, chases way above league average, has high chase contact, but that hasn't mattered because Pablo's gotten him 5 out of 13 times. You also look at a guy like Salvi Perez, who chases way above league average and makes contact above league average when he does, but he's gotten him 6 out of 17 times. The same thing with Bobby Witt, who he's gotten 6 out of 18 times. You see where I'm going here, is that with Pablo Lopez, if you're going to chase, you do run the risk of striking out. So I go and I look at the guys in this projected Royals lineup who are not who don't chase in the projected, and I see India, Garcia, and Biggio. Those 3 only. Now, India and all of those 3, Garcia does have a little bit higher K percentage, but India and Biggio have a combined 1 strikeout in 11 plate appearances against Pablo Lopez. So it's not really a secret about how he can get these guys. Everybody else in this lineup chases, and everybody else in this lineup can be got to the tune of over half. This lineup does have a whiff percentage over league average to at least one of his breaking pitches, the sweeper or the curve. Specifically, with the curve, you have 3 guys or 4 guys who are at 28.5% or worse, and 2 of those are at 35% or worse. So when I look at this projected lineup, I have Salvi for 1, I have Waters as a 1+, I have Massey as 1, and I also have Biggio and Garcia as being great candidates for also being 1s. You do that, you only got to get 1 more. So if you chase against Pablo, you run the risk of striking out. This is a guy who is on a roll. He's on a roll both strikeout wise and pitching wise. And this is a very, very fair price if Waters is going to be in the lineup for sure. I'm sure Salvi will be, even if he doesn't catch. I'm sure they'll DH him. So, but who I really want to see is I want to see Massey and I want to see Waters in this lineup. So if that's what we get, then this is a pretty clear look at the over.
Yeah, I'm going to have to listen to you on that one. And you've been just as hot. So I'm probably going to just put it on my parlay. Fuck them Royals. All right, guys. Last guy we're going to talk on this. Well, we'll talk a little Peralta too, because we were supposed to, and I skipped him for Rasmussen. But Zach Wheeler at the A's. Morning line, 6.5 minus 135 on DK. He's not available on FanDuel yet. I really do want to see what happens there. Now, still the same. Pitch it out, 18.5 minus 140 to the under. Earn runs, 1.5 minus 155 to the over. Projected lineup is 6 righties and 3 lefties. Wheeler gets the A's, who over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching are walking league average, striking out just 19.5% of the time with a middle-of-the-pack ISO. And when it comes to me betting Wheeler, I personally look for chase contact, and I like 2/3 of the lineup, as it's happened 2 times this year, and he's had 13 and 10 in those games. Now, it hasn't been the key to his unders, as this man is 5-3 to the over, even when the chase contact is said no. Yet his biggest games have come with the chase contact. So let's run this projected lineup, and I come up with 4-4 with a kid making his MLB debut, but he struck out 25% of the time in AAA this year. And this is not a guy that pitches in AAA. So you got to at least put him for a half and almost put him down for 1. It's kind of fucking hard, but at the end of the day, it's like you don't know what this guy's going to do. Now, 3 of them guys out of the 4 that are good at chase contact have a combined 12 at bats versus Wheeler. And they have a combined 33% strikeout percentage versus him. I know it's small sample size, guys, but if he can get one of them, 7 is definitely in the fucking cards today. Is when I run this lineup, I come up with 7 on a bad day and the question mark on the kid. As the meat of this lineup, guys, is 3 of the top 4 I've got going down for 1.5. You got Butler, Roker, and Soderstrom that are just fucking gonna die to this man, it tells me. And I've got 2 dead spots as well, and Duhar and in Wilson up top. Now, one thing is what I said about FanDuel is I think FanDuel, if they post them, is going to be at a 7.5 plus money. That's what I want to see right now. This line at 6.5 minus 135 to one of the most profitable guys to the over this year isn't fucking adding up to me, guys. And if it ain't adding up, I got to let it go. And at the end of the day, letting things go has just been okay for me. Now, letting Rodon go and not giving him out, letting DeGrom go, letting Taj go. All have fucking hit over the last 2 fucking days, okay? Am I mad? No. It sucks? Yes, it fucking sucks, but at least I know I'm on the right fucking path, guys. And sometimes weather scares you off shit. And the zone contact scared me off with Taj when I should have just not looked at it like I never have and just ran the pitch mix like I normally do. I was like, he gets 6. He's getting 6. And did I bet it spin? No.
Yep.
I watched him get 7. I watched the whole fucking game just punching myself. But yeah, you got anything extra on Wheeler? I don't know if I'm willing to pay the price for the exact number I got him at right now.
I don't think I probably am just going to stay away from Wheeler today. They're just it's a battle of extremes because you have obviously a high strikeout pitcher who can get guys that you're not supposed to get, but also way out on a back-to-back road trip now. They've been on the road for a while and way away, several time zones away, going against a team that's been really, really high contact. And as you said, has multiple dead spots. It's a big number for it. That said, I certainly wouldn't fade Wheeler. So it would be either do something with the over or nothing. So for me, honestly, Wheeler is probably going to be a pretty easy pass.
Yeah. If FanDuel does what I think they're going to do and put him where he should be, in my opinion, a guy who's hit 60% to the 8 should not be plus money, but then you take in the A's guys who are striking out 19% of the time.
Yep.
And that brings it to the plus money on 7.5. I think this line's fishy. I've said that before with Wheeler numerous of times in the past, and he hit it. So I sometimes, I'm a bigger pussy than I should be, but sometimes you just got to listen. So at the end of the day, right now, I might pull him down to 6, and you'll feel a whole lot better if this is the lineup we get. And but me personally, like you said, if this is what we get, I'm probably just gonna let him go. There's some guys who whiff at a sinker in here, bro. That Kurtz guy sucks.
Oh, he's terrible. He can be 1+ easily.
Yeah. All these kids, bro. And it is what it is. But let's talk Peralta real quick. We were gonna bring him up, but I bet Peralta last week. I was at the lake riding jet skis. I had terrible service. He had 5 strikeouts through 4, and I had to ask Spin, like, what happened? He's like, fucking, he just shit the bed, bro. He couldn't fucking do nothing afterwards. And now we get a 5.5 on this man. This man has been a 5.5, not counting week 1, opening day. Throw that fucking game out 3 times this year. Diamondbacks, Cleveland, and who the fuck else was it? It was another good team. And the Giants. Okay, all teams, 2 of the 3 don't chase. If you look at the lineups that he faced, with actually the Diamondbacks being the only team that chased, and that dude got 6 that day. He hit the number. That was the only day he hit, was when he got a lineup that chased. Giants 6-3 to the under, didn't chase. Cleveland 6-3 to the under in that lineup, didn't chase. He didn't fucking come close.
Nope.
And now they're giving you a 5.5. After what happened last week, everyone who bet Peralta, they're gonna be like, man, that fucker had 5 through 4 and just fell apart with 60. He's gonna give me my money back. I'm gonna tell you, if you're going to bet him today, it's under or nothing. This Pittsburgh lineup in like 90 at bat or 80 to 90 at bats, it's a 22% strikeout clip versus this man. They don't fucking chase. Yeah, he gets 2 of the guys who don't chase, but that's still not enough for me to jump on board and take this man over today, guys. Just something ain't right with Freddie. And even when the chase is there, it's like the dude shit in the bed at times.
There's 2 big things working against Freddie today, and they have been his Achilles heels. Is 1, being consistent on the road this year, where he only carries a 23.7% strikeout percentage total, and 2 is getting guys that don't chase, because that means he's got to get him with his fastball. And his fastball's only been like 93 to 95 this year. And even against a team that can be have some strikeout prone guys, that's not enough to play this number. This is especially true if you have Horwitz, Frazier, and IKF in the lineup, because all three of those can not only are they extremely high contact and make high contact against all the pitches Peralta throws, the three of them combined have 1 strikeout in 18 plate appearances against him. You even then factor in Ke'Bryan Hayes, who I'm assuming will be in, and that you end up with 3 strikeouts in 31 plate appearances between the 4 of them. And you want to think that on the road, he's going to go in and he's going to put up 6+, 7+. Nope. I don't see it at all.
I mean, this projected lineup has 7 of the 9 who don't chase. Granted, he's gotten McCutchen and Reynolds, so you're going to probably get them. Even if you get Cruz, I don't know if it's there. Like fuck.
The only guy that chased that I have chasing really any level above league average is Canario, and I'm not even convinced that he's going to be in.
One of them's Connor Falefa. You ain't getting him.
No, and you're not getting him either. So I don't see this at all.
I mean, they do take pitches is one thing we do know about Pittsburgh. So if he can throw first pitch strikes today, like that's probably, I don't know. I'm trying to think how he gets there. Like he's going to have to battle ahead. One thing too, though, about Taj same thing was there this game too, except at least he got ahead in the count. A lot of his misses are so bad. They're uncompetitive pitches. Like fastballs 3 feet above the head. Like no one's gonna swing at that. You're wasting that shit.
Any hitter can take. It doesn't make it. It don't matter. Make a difference even if you're like one of the worst hitters on the Rockies. It makes it easy to. You or I could stand in there and take that.
I mean, I'm not looking to swing the bat anyways versus these guys.
So. No. But still, they are bad misses. And Freddie is also a guy, when it starts to go downhill, it snowballs fast for him. And once he loses the strike zone, he's not a guy that does a really great job of mentally resetting and getting it back.
Is there any other people you wanted to talk about today?
I saw the comment about Povich from Sean. What's that?
I think they're playing right now.
They are? Like right now?
Yeah, I thought they had the early game.
Oh, yeah, it just started.
Well, you can still get in live. What do you think about it?
Well, I mean, he struck out the first 2 batters, so it's going to be hard.
You're not getting in live now.
No,
if you
never mind. Sorry, Sean.
There you go. Spin had him on a lean. Hopefully they played your lean with him.
I didn't. I had him yesterday, but they dropped the line today, and then they dropped his outs again after the lineup came out. So it scared me off. So
a lot of that stuff, bro. I at least figured out the Lodolo one, and then I figured out the Luzardo one. And if they really think some of these guys are worth 2 strikeouts, it's like, bro, they gave Tatum 1 point. You think these guys are weird? I know it's a different sport, but
right.
You can't fucking take a whole strikeout too. Like, no, bro. And man, that sweeper was nasty from Luzardo, bro. Oh, wish I would have bet more though. I'll take the 7+ at +195 when that was the opening line. If people bet it, got juice. That's why you wait for lineups.
Yep.
I'll pay the juice on a winning ticket. There's no juice on a winning ticket.
Correct.
All right, guys. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Smash the like button if you haven't. As always, I will tweet out my action that I bet today. I need to not be of a JJ. I'm looking at a half unit shot on Skeens. Looking to take either an alt parlay, same game parlay with Sale strikeouts, and then the team total under, or just bet the team total under and expect Sale to go out there and shove today.
Right.
I expect Sale to be dominant. Just don't know if 7 strikeouts. I don't know if that's there versus this lineup today. Let them know what you got going on, where they can find you.
Yeah. So you can find me at Spindock Sports, and there's a link on there for the Win the Day VIP that I am a co-owner of. So we're on a run right now. This is the most profitable time. Would love to have you even just, check it out for the weekend, can get you in. The other thing is my show, which talks about strikeout props as well, is daily, every day, but Fridays and Sundays, the Spin Zone. However, I'm going to be off until Tuesday because I'm going to be in a really low service area. So I didn't want to try to stream and have it be all choppy and stuff. So I'm going to be up in the woods. So, find me at Spin Doc Sports. Would love to get you more info on that. And let's have a weekend. Let's have a holiday weekend.
Bro, my shit froze. Huh.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm back. I was like, the whole time you're talking, my shit was off, flipping, spinning. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be there to end the stream, bro. What the fuck? But I at least heard everything. So yeah, I got back when time was needed, and that's all that matters. Let's have a day, guys. Let's just keep staying hot. Hopefully I can find some action. I feel like a vagina, but I also been talking to myself about just like, all right, dude, let's just go up to 200 now. Like, I'll take my 50 unit, quarter unit shots. Cool. I don't need to put $100 on a half unit shot, but I need to put more on these 1 units right now. It's just been too good. Until next time, he's Spin Doc. I'm Sharpie, and we are fucking on.